This is my mom, when she was younger in Mexico. Everyone calls my mom by a different name, Connie, Concha, Mami, but my grandparents legally named her Concepcion. Concepcion means conception, relating to the virgin birth, and is of Spanish origin. The name Concha symbolizes a conch shell, which is a name she was given in Mexico. And the name Connie is a name she got when she came to the US to make it more simple than Concepcion. But my siblings and I gave her the name Mom, Mami. My mother lived on the coast. She was born in Copala, Guerrero, a small town about 2 hours from a well-known city in Mexico called Acapulco. My mother grew up on this coast without electricity up until the age of 14. Copala, Guerrero is a really small town compared to Acapulco. Acapulco is approximately 2 hours away from Copala, Guerrero. This is what the small streets of Copala look like. And this is what the city looks like. Acapulco gets more tourists than Copala does. Acapulco is a very popular vacation destination. My mother has 19 siblings, which makes a total of 20 altogether. While her other siblings were allowed to go to school, my mother was only able to attend up to elementary school. She was one of the older siblings and had to stay back home and help with work. This is a picture of my mom and my sister, Karina. Karina is 18 years older than me and is my mom's first daughter. My mother became pregnant at the age of 19 with my oldest sister, Karina. As soon as her family found out, she was forced to never see Karina's dad ever again. My mom left Mexico at the age of 21. She wasn't able to reunite with Karina's dad up until the age of 52, when she found him on Facebook. My mom left Mexico seeking for better opportunities in the US. In the process of this, she wasn't able to take Karina with her, and she had to leave her behind with her parents. Before my mom met my dad and had my other sister and I, her main goal was to work and send most of her money back to Mexico for my eldest sister and her family in Mexico. After having my eldest sister at the age of 19, my mother waited a while until she had my other sister and I. She had my sister at the age of 35, and she had me at the age of 38. Being able to share my mom's cultural background is something that I have pride in, but that wasn't always the case for me growing up. As a kid, I didn't want to tell anybody about my mother. I didn't want to share her stories. I didn't even want to tell people her name. I just felt very different and embarrassed. I remember being 7 and feeling embarrassed about my mom's name. Specifically during music class one day, we had to go around in a circle and tell everyone our mom's names, and I was scared to say my mom's. It wasn't a common name and I didn't want anyone to make fun of her or me. Growing up felt difficult. I don't think we understand as much as kids, or maybe it depends on how one is raised. Kids ask why to a lot of stuff, and sometimes I just didn't want to explain myself when I was younger because I was scared, and I just didn't want anyone to make fun of me. I helped my mom pay bills and write checks at the age of 11. I helped my mom read important papers in English. My parents didn't sign me up for activities or encourage me to do so. My parents didn't go to my games or performances unless I asked them to. My parents never helped me with my homework. My parents never told me to do my homework. Everything school-related I did because I wanted to, and I thought it was best for me. My parents didn't know or understand the importance of college. I had to explain it to them. My parents never talked about US politics in the house. I didn't watch a lot of classic movies or listen to well-known English artists till I reached the age where I could venture for myself. Till this age, I feel embarrassed playing trivia games because I didn't get cultured a lot with American culture unless I learned it at school, or learned it from friends, or researched it myself. And every time I play a trivia game and I say, I don't know what artist that is, or movie, or show, or song, or word, someone says, what? How? And then I have to explain why. Growing up, I felt like the only person who could truly understand me was my sister, because we grew up in the same household. My parents love me so much. I explain some things about my childhood to people and my experiences growing up, and I feel like they think they didn't or don't care about me, or they are not good parents, but that is the complete opposite. My parents truly did the best they could and were the best parents they knew how to be. Both of my parents had hard childhoods and very little to zero school education. So for what they knew, they did amazing. As a kid, I was upset my parents never encouraged me to sign up for activities, but my parents made sure I had a roof over my head and I was always fed and loved. I feel embarrassed right now for feeling embarrassed as a kid. I really don't understand why I was so focused and concerned about what other kids would think about my family. My mother is hardworking and strong. Growing up was very different for me compared to my other friends, and back then, that would have made me feel sad and embarrassed. But today, I feel proud of who I am and where I come from. I am proud of who my parents are and what they have accomplished in life. My parents' culture background made me who I am today and is very important to me. I am currently 5 months pregnant today. It is my turn to be a mother, and I can't wait to tell my son about his grandparents and their origins. I can't wait to tell him how my life was different growing up and how it is okay to be different. Although I love my parents so much, I want to do a lot of things differently with my little guy. I want to teach my son his family's culture, like my parents taught me, but I want to be able to give my son more opportunities than my parents were able to give me. I want to be able to teach my little guy about a little town called Copala Guerrero.